Oh, hello YouTube. Today in the Naughty Librarian, I am going over my December TBR list. I will admit, I have been going through quite the reading slump lately. I'm just feeling burnt out in general. So it's been like a challenge getting myself to read, even books I like. Like, it's not like I'm not reading good books. I'm reading great books. I just don't want to read. It happens, right? It's the holiday season. Maybe I'm just like overwhelmed. I don't know. But I have a shorter TBR list this month because I'm trying to set obtainable goals. But that being said, there are some really cool things on deck for December, so let's get into what I'm going to be reading. First things first, I'm going to start off with my patron and channel member book club pick for December, which won out by one vote. It was the closest poll ever in the history of the book club, and the winner was Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I have been wanting to read this for months, and I'm finally going to do it, so thank you guys for picking it, although the other book in the poll literally lost by one vote. So I might do a double feature if you guys are interested, but in the meantime, Legends and Lattes is the official book club pick for December. So this one is always billed as a novel of high fantasy and low stakes, which I'm like vibing with right now for the holiday season. It's about Viv. She is a battle-weary orc. She's been on many an adventure, and she's ready to hang up her sword and open her own little cafe and like make coffees and pastries. Love that. Love every bit of it. And of course, there are some more difficult things along the way, maybe enemies trying to stop her, trying to run a fluffy pastry shop in a world full of like battles and adventurers might be a hard sell. So low stakes is basically, is this coffee shop going to be successful or not? Not like, oh no, who's gonna die in this epic battle? So low stakes, high fantasy. I'm obsessed. I want to have a fluffy high fantasy, perhaps rom-com. I don't know, there's a tiefling on the cover, so maybe like they're vibing. I don't know. I'm just obsessed. So this is our official book club pick. We will have a live show book discussion, so if you're interested in becoming a channel member or a patron, links for that are in the description down below, and you can join in and read this with us. It will be a good time. So we'll move on to my holiday picks, because of course I'm going to get into the holiday spirit through reading smutty rom-coms. Let's go! First smutty rom-com I'm going to be reading actually was the second place winner of our book club reading poll, which was A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I am excited to read this one. Both of these authors I have read before and haven't been super into their books, but I am excited to see what they do together because I love the concept of this. It's kind of like a former like boy band member who's kind of like the bad boy. The AJ McLean, if you will. And his love interest is a plus size adult entertainer who is perhaps very popular on an OnlyFans type website, and he knows because he's a subscriber, and they both get cast together in like a Hallmark Christmas movie, and I'm like obsessed because it's so ridiculous sounding that I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I'm in love with it. I think it's gonna be just smuttily delightful. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be absurd in the best way. So I'm gonna be reading this as well because I know it like almost won the poll. So maybe we'll talk about both in the live show. I don't know because I'm gonna read both anyways. I'm really excited about this one. I'm also going to read A Very Merry Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. This is the most recent addition to the Bromance Book Club series, which I am obsessed with. I love it. Zero toxic masculinity in this whole series. So this is Colton and Gretchen. Colton, he's kind of bad boy country music star kind of guy, and then you have Gretchen, and she's kind of a buttoned up immigration attorney. So what she's doing is very important and necessary, but also just time consuming. It's a tireless profession where you just have to push and give everything your all, and it doesn't always work out. So I get where she's coming from, feeling a bit Scrooge-like about the whole holiday season. But thing is, those two, Colton and Gretchen, they like dated for a hot second and it didn't really go anywhere. But like Gretchen's parents own like a whiskey company, and they're like, Gretchen, you should get Colton to like rep our whiskey brand. And she's like, ugh, fine. And so she asks him, and he's like, yes, but guess what? We're gonna date again. And she's like, ugh, I don't know. And he's like, we're gonna date again. And she's like, fine. And then like romance. I am obsessed with it because every book of this series is about a different type of genre of like romances or like a trope, and then they expound upon that idea to have it be like its own narrative. And they haven't done a Christmas romance yet, and I love it. I'm so obsessed. So I'm very, very excited to read this one. I think it's gonna be so cute. And I didn't want to be all about Christmas this year, so I actually have a Hanukkah-based romance called The Matzah Ball, and this is by Jean Meltzer. And it's kind of enemies to lovers and like so fish out of water, and I'm obsessed with it. So Rachel is a nice Jewish girl, but it has a big secret, is that she secretly is a very popular romance novelist who writes Christmas romances. That's what she does, and she's incredibly popular. She loves Christmas. What is she gonna do? But this year, her publisher is like, hey, we need a Hanukkah-based romance because we're trying to have more diversity. You should write this. And she's like, oh no, I've got nothing. Like, she doesn't have it. She's done Christmas for so long. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Matzah Ball, which is this big like Jewish music concert thing on the last night of Hanukkah, and she has to work in close contact with Jacob. Now, they went to summer camp together as kids and have been enemies since, and it's close proximity, enemies to lovers around Hanukkah, and I'm like obsessed. I'm so excited to read this one. I've had it on deck for so long. I've just been waiting for Hanukkah to read it. I've been wanting to read this for like a year, and I'm finally going to do it. Very excited about it. Also on deck is Nona the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. And this one had to be on the TBR list because I've literally read all of the books for this series, Gideon, Harrow, and now Nona, in December, like right before New Year's. Like each time I've read it, literally I finished it on New Year's Eve. So I'm like, okay, let's keep the tradition going here. I'll read it for New Year's. Why not? Like, so Nona the Ninth. Very excited. I love Gideon the Ninth. Harrow the Ninth is so weird and hard to understand, but like cool, if that makes any sense. And now we're to Nona, and I'm hoping it's going to be back to like absurdist, silly stuff I've been wanting. But basically, this is kind of like lesbian necromancers in space, which is the easiest way to describe it. It's about other things as well, but I'm obsessed. I just really love this series. I'm excited for more Gideon. I'm excited to see where the story's going after all of the craziness of Harrow, which was just a lot. So yeah, this is my official like New Year's Eve book. Here it is, everybody. I'm keeping the tradition going. So last book on my TBR, and the main reason why this TBR is so short, I'm reading this chonker of a book, The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. Mainly because the Mayfair Witches TV show starts in January, and I want to have at least the first book of the series read before I start reviewing the show. And yeah, this is a beast. Like, Anne Rice is long-winded in her writing. She writes very long books. Guys, this is the longest one, I think, of all of her books. I haven't checked the math on that, but like I feel like it is, because the audiobook alone is 50 hours. You heard that right. 50 hours. Who does that? Like, I'm so upset about it. It's so long. Like, I listen at 3 speed, and that's still really long. That's insane how long it's going to take me to read this book. It's probably going to be a 2-week book. So that's why I didn't put a lot of other things on the list, is because I know it's going to take forever. But I will be doing a whole video recap review of it as well. Kind of taking a break from the Vampire Chronicles to go to Mayfair Witches, and then I will go back to Vampire Chronicles. But both series are so intertwined that I feel like it's best if I read this trilogy before I get back to Vampire Chronicles, because I know the next book in that series involves the Mayfair Witches heavily, so I think this is the best idea. But anyway, Witching Hour. It's hefty. I could work out with it. It's heavy. I think this book is probably 4 pounds. It's absurd how long it is. How many chapters? Let's see the page count on this, because, like, yikes. Okay, no problem, guys. 965 pages. Oh my god. So, yeah, this is the main reason why this TBR list is so short. I have to read this beast of a book. Anyway, so that is my baby TBR list for December. I think it's a good idea. I'm gonna get into the holiday spirit a bit with my books. I'm gonna keep traditions going. I'm gonna read a chonker. But overall, I think it's obtainable goals because I have been just in such a reading slump. I was supposed to read so many books in November, and hot damn, did I not read most of them. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below. What are you reading for December? Are you reading a holiday-based romance or just a holiday-themed book in general? If so, what is it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And also, if you want cool exclusive content, including early access to videos and a book club, you can consider becoming a channel member or a patron. The links for that are in the description down below. And on that note, I will see you guys soon. Bye!